Thank you for turning to page 121. Today's topic, Starter Traveler, a box set from 1983. Kind of a gateway into Traveler and a little bit beyond the mystique of the little black books. I'll go into a history of this excellent set and why it was important and how it helped to promote Traveler for other people that maybe hadn't tried it yet. Also today, I want to wish happy birthday to Doc Savage. I had a few people ask me who Doc Savage is. I've mentioned him a few times. He was a pulp character published from 1933 to 1949. He appeared in 181 stories, novellas, novels, however you want to call them. Has been in, had a radio show, comic books, even a movie in 1975. Don't watch the movie, it's bad. Anyway, he's kind of the prototypical superhero. A lot of the legend of Superman and Batman comes directly from Doc Savage. Doc's first name was Clark. Doc had a Fortress of Solitude, which DC admitted they lifted straight from Doc. And Doc had a vest that had all kinds of pockets with gadgets in it. I don't know, almost like some kind of utility belt. So, as you see, I'm a big Doc fan, prototypical superhero. That's all about Doc. That's who he is. That's who he was. Go ahead and Google him. I love the novels. But back to the topic at hand, which is going to be Traveler, the starter edition that was out in 1983. So here we go. One of our two cats has come down to supervise, make sure I'm doing a good job on this video. This is my buddy Wally. How you doing, Wally? How am I doing? Well, glad you could make it, pal. The other guy's asleep upstairs. Traveler, the Game of the Far Future, Starter Edition. The idea behind this box was to get away from the little black books. The little black books had been around about 6 years by now. There were many of them. And I think that the thinking was that was a little intimidating. I have to admit, there was almost a cult around Traveler in the early 80s. Anybody who was into it at the time knows exactly what I'm talking about, where the Traveler people kind of were a little bit aside from other role players and kind of liked it that way. So to crack into the cult, we got the Starter Traveler set. I bought this just because it was Traveler. And I'm going to show what the contents are. I love the artwork on this box. First off, we haven't changed the cover design. It's still the same cover design as the little black books. These are the rule booklets. Now, these rules are a little trimmed down from what had grown in the little black books by this time. They've been around for 6 years. There are many other character classes you could be, professions, in Traveler. So this is much trimmed down. So just going inside, we see a lot of the same artwork as in other books. And it's just a good way to introduce you to the game if you're brand new to it. I found this useful to have just for some of the charts I'll show in the next book. But it gives a thumbnail of what Traveler is, a little bit about the Traveler universe, how you make a character, all the standard stuff you would expect. The UPP, Universal Personality Profile, the UWP, the Universal World Profile, how to read them, how to generate them yourself, some cool artwork, some monsters. So this was designed to be just a quick and easy intro. It went 64 pages, and it just wanted to get you into the game. So kind of a gateway thing. And I think it was successful in that regard. I don't really know the sales numbers on this, but I do know that when I acquired this, for one thing, the nifty box gave me a bigger place to carry all my notes and such. So that was helpful right there. I did refer to the rules booklet a lot. I just found it easier than some of the little black books. But as I say that, the LBBs still sit on my table when I run Traveler. So now we're going to take a look at the next. Here are all the charts and tables. This is a much thinner book. Again, the idea is you have everything in one spot. You're not flipping around looking for it. Here's how you decide how long you're going to be in, when you can jump, go into jump space, ships revenues, ships expenses, just all kind of brought. Here's all your computer software, how many tons your computer takes up, because again, 70s, early 80s, computers were huge. It's a good way to really get into Traveler, and you could play the game functionally from this. You would then, of course, I like it, so then you'd go out and you'd start buying up the LBBs, the little black books, which was the exact idea behind this. So I found this to be a useful product. There we are. Random encounters, patrons, a sector map that you could copy if you had access to a copier in 1983, which most of us did not. And just a 24-page book. It gives some of the psionic information. So everything you would need to actually run the game. Not in the detail that you would get with the LBBs at this time. But still, you could functionally run the game no problem with what was in these two books. And then they gave out a couple of adventures. Mission on Mithril. That sounds familiar. That's an LBB adventure. So here you have Mission on Mithril. You get this with the set. You get a nifty little orange peel view of the planet. It was just nice to have. Yeah, I already had Mission on Mithril. I already read it by the time I bought this. Here is Shadows, another adventure. So, and then Shadows is further expanded here inside yet another little booklet where you get to look at the pyramid that you go into and everything. I'm not going to go too much into the detail on these because they've been around forever. And then if you flip this guy, there's the Mission on Mithril, the nuts and bolts. So these were nice. For buying something that was an intro version to just kind of bring people into the game and get them looking at the LBBs, I thought this was a very clever way to do it. I bought it eagerly, and as I say, I used it mostly as a carry case. I had the LBBs. Some of the LBBs actually went into the box. If we were playing back in the day, we used to play at other people's houses. 99% of the time, I DM now, or I'm sorry, I host. Actually, for about the last 30 years, I'd say 100% of the time I host. We've been playing at my house for a very long time, and that actually has helped on the wear and tear on a lot of my material because I don't have to carry it in the car and things like that. I have to carry it 20 feet from my storage area. So the other thing that came in the box, the Gdw Response Card, a little bit of marketing for them. They want to know what you thought, where you bought it, how they can improve, all that good stuff. And one more thing that was in here is the Gdw Game Response Card, basically doing some marketing for them. The idea is you'd fill this guy out, where you bought it, who the dealer was, that kind of stuff, and then you would send it into them, and they'd get their marketing information. So that's how things were done in the 80s. I like this box set. Oh, you got 2 dice and 2 dice 6 in there as well. So I like this game quite a bit. I obviously love Traveler. This box set is useful. If you have the LBBs, you don't need it. But if you can ever get your hands on it at a half-price book or cheap on eBay or something like that, yeah, grab it. It's nice to have. I like the kind of blown-up versions of Mission on Mithril and Shadows. Just a little easier to read in these aging eyes. So, all in all, a worthwhile addition to Traveler. They did a nice expansion with this that I'm going to feature in a future video. It was another box set that came out to support Starter Traveler. So that's it for today from page 121. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. And if you like what you heard, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.